So let's say you're moving along in your business, things are going great, but how do you keep track of all the expenses? How do you do account management? How do you keep track of the profit and the sales and the income and the expenses? How do you keep track of all that stuff? Well, in this video, I want to show you a program called Inventory Labs that I personally use to keep track of all of that stuff so you have a better idea of what's going on in your business. So let's get started. Hey, it's Lenny from Simon Says Resell, where I go ahead and share some videos about my experience selling on Amazon FBA. I also create some how-to videos and some other videos to help you guys out to kind of get either started or maybe a refresher on some of the Amazon processes and workflows and things like that. But in this video, I'm going to share with you a program called Inventory Labs. Inventory Labs is a account management / listing software that you can use to list and keep track of your Amazon business and list items. I've been using it for a few months now, and again, it's mainly for listing and for accounting purposes. Others use QuickBooks and some other software like that to do accounting, which works great as well. This one you're kind of paying for everything in a single pane of glass. So I got both of those features and functionality within one application. It's cloud-based, so you don't have to download anything to your computer, which is great. It's all online and kind of ready to go whenever you're ready to go. The price is about $50 a month or so. You can do a trial. There's a link below to sign up for a trial account if you want to go ahead and do that. Doesn't hurt. Hook it up to your Amazon store, start doing things with it, start listing things, start looking at some of the sales you have made, and it does a pretty good job. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do a deep dive, or sorry, not a deep dive, a shallow dive, because I don't want these videos to be too long, because I know some of them are pretty long. If you want a deeper dive, just shout out in the comments, but I'm going to kind of keep it very high level. I'm probably going to skip around a few things because I don't want you to see certain parts of my business, because some of it's personal information like an address or something like that. So I'll skip over those parts, but kind of give you a kind of good breakdown of what to expect with the program. Now, this isn't the only program out there. Like I said before, for listing you can use ScanLister, another great one. It's all it does is list items for you. There's two pricing plans for that. One is $20 a month, or the other option is $250 up front, and that's it, just a one-time fee. So again, I actually started using that. I'm paying $20 a month right now to kind of test it out to see if that's something I want to go with, because I do love Inventory Labs, but I also try to want to cut costs as much as I can, because with the Amazon fee changes and stuff in the US, I'm trying to cut costs as much as possible. So I could still stick with Inventory Labs for several more months, but I'm just kind of see what my options are. And as a business, that's something you should continue to do, is kind of see what you can do to save money, save time, and things like that. So again, this video is mainly about Inventory Labs. Any questions about it, obviously go ahead and shoot some in the comment section and let me know what you think. Those of you that have used it before, maybe you use it, maybe there's a different way to use it. I'm not a pro at this at all. I've been using it for, right now it's April 25th or 24th or so. I've been using it since early December of last year, so I'm using it for several months now, and it's been doing pretty well for me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and pivot over to the Inventory Labs quick little demo shallow dive. All right, see you there. Okay, so here we are is Inventory Labs, inventorylab.com. I jumped to the pricing page just to show you guys really quick the different pricing plans. I currently have the monthly plan for $49 a month, and had that same plan since I started a few months ago. And again, there's a free trial, as you can see. I'll have a link in my description for a link or to the actual trial as well, so you guys can sign up for that. It's a full free trial, so you can pretty much use it until the trial runs out. No features are restricted, so it's a full free trial, which is great to kind of give it a shot. Once you connect it to your Amazon store, everything will start syncing, and you can use it just like if you paid for it. So I would highly recommend that. So when you first log into Inventory Labs, you will see a dashboard for the most part. I think you can change in what happens when you log in, but you'll see a dashboard. It kind of gives you, based on the time frame. So for example, starting in January of the year, it gives you a breakdown, very nice and neat and clean, the sales and profit for each week, if you want to do it weekly like that. As you can see, the sales and the profit there, and kind of chops it up into there. Then you have a nice little pie graph to show you the cost of goods sold, the selling fees, FBA transactions, inbound shipping to Amazon, and any other expenses like supplies and things like that. Because automatically it takes things out that are kind of automated or part of the sale. But anything outside of that, like I said, like boxes and tape and other things aren't part of the sale, the order, you can put in as another expense. You can really keep track of everything, which is great. And you can change it to, based on month, based on year, based on quarter, stuff like that. So I just chose January because that was my best my best month. Now, if you watch some of my other videos, I first started in November of 2016. December was more of the month getting everything that I could possibly to Amazon. And then January was my first kind of really, really good month. I think I started off on a really hot month, probably one of the best months of the year. So I got really excited and things were awesome. And then as you see, as the year moves on, in February I didn't do as well. 1 week I made $171, and then negative 65, and then 142, and then negative 45, and then 32. So what I was also doing is I was also experimenting with things. So it wasn't like I didn't touch anything for this month here. I always continue to experiment until I kind of find the best kind of landing spot. But also what's happening is I'm getting away from one of the hottest months of the year, which is January. So sales have gone down. I think also during either February or so, Amazon was having issues with their site. I noticed some people were having problems ordering, but that's not the main reason. It's just kind of how it is once you start getting further in the year. So here's March. Teeny bit better. Had a couple good weeks there. And now I'm in April now, and probably not one of my best months. Only, let's say 30, 40, 50, probably $50 in profit so far. What I have done though these few weeks is I have taken out a lot of costs. So what I have left is I didn't remove some of the expenses from Inventory Lab, so it still thinks I'm paying for that. So it's still taking out of my overall profit loss kind of balance sheet. So I've kind of stopped and made adjustments towards the beginning of the month because again, I'm trying to save money as best I can. That's part of obviously running a business, is trying to reduce your costs and increase your efficiency. So again, I'm new to this for the last couple months. I'm not an expert. I'm not a pro. I haven't been doing this for 10 plus years. I also have been paying as much attention to it because, I had a third kid, so things were a little busy there. I was focusing on private label and also another business venture that I have. So this is really more of turning into, it's a business. I'm very serious about this, and will continue to be. And I'll let you guys know if I don't, but I'm still kind of moving forward. But all my attention really isn't on this so much, but I'm really starting to cut costs now and kind of really cleaning some of my inventory out. For example, there were some calendars from 2016 that I sent in December 2016. Who the hell buys a calendar the last month of the year? I heard there was a bit of a market for it. Haven't sold one. I sent about 20 into Amazon. None of them sold. I have about 500 at my house that I got from a pallet. That, of course, I don't know what's in the pallet until you buy it. So I'm throwing all that away. I sent a disposal request to Amazon just to dispose of those 20 calendars for me. It didn't cost me that much, actually. It's probably maybe under $5 or so. It was pretty cheap. But that's what I'm kind of doing now, is I'm going through my inventory. You'll see how many things I have in my inventory right now. But this is a dashboard. It kind of shows you a very high level of what's going on. You can adjust it by time range and stuff. So under the research tab, this is your main navigation up here. You have a Scout. Scout is like a place to go ahead and kind of search for things before you actually list them. Because when you start listing things on here, that's when you can kind of do some homework, which is what makes this extremely powerful, this program. Those of you use FBA Scan and other apps like that, part of them allows you to, look at all the different offers, look at all the different prices, make your best judgment, and kind of use some extra tools like Camel, Camel, Camel. Well, you can do all this in this app, which is what makes this app pretty cool. But research is more just doing your research. So I have an ISBN that I searched for before. You pop in the ISBN, you kind of get this window here. You get the title of the book, the rank, the sales rank, the estimated commission, closing fee, FBA fee, shipping, estimated sales tax, whatever. And on the right here, you have some other features as well. Let me move this window over here. You have how many offers there are, the original retail price, the new and used merchant prices with the conditions next to them, the FBA prices with the price, condition, and also this O is buy box and A means Amazon. So Amazon's selling this book for $19.59. There doesn't seem to be any other FBA offers, but just like with any other API, you don't see all the FBA offers. So what I usually do is I go down to here to this Prime button, and I open that up, and it allows me to look at all the Primes. So right now I'm going to click on Prime, but usually it defaults it to that anyway. So there's only one offer in FBA, which is Prime for $19.59. So if I had this book selling FBA, I would price it under that, and that would work out pretty well. So going back here, and look, these are all the tools. You have the Book Scouter, which is a great little app to have, eBay, Google, Camel, 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 Keepa, and Amazon Product Search. You also have, let me just shrink this here really quick. You also have cost per unit, so maybe this costs me $2, automatically adjusts the price of net profit, for example. As you can see, it adjusted. And then the list price, that's kind of how much someone's listing it for. So if I was competing against them, I'd undercut them maybe a little bit, and this would be my net profit. This takes into account the cost of good sold, and also here on the left, how much you bought the book for, plus the taxes and the commission and the shipping. So it calculates everything for you and gives you a pretty decent net profit and also the ROI. So this is one window to get very familiar with if you start listing with Inventory Lab, because when you list, this is exactly what you use to list. The same kind of interface. You just have to play around with the list price and just do your homework. So if you guys remember before, when I did a few videos, I told you it takes me no longer than 2 minutes to list a book when I do this. And this is what I'm doing, is I'm going here, typing in or scanning the ISBN with my scanner into here, and let me close that. And I click on the Prime button to see what the offers are, and I kind of do a kind of average pricing and set that as my list price. So that's what that's all about. The other one is history. This just shows you the history of the scans, I guess, the searches I did. Nothing there. Not a surprise. Open batches. So this is like the default page you get to when you first log in. So list here is how you create batches. So you can create a new batch. Think of a batch as a collection of items that you want to list. So you click that, you set your parameters, and you pretty much start scanning or listing, and it gives you that same window where it gives you the breakdown, the columns. So that's kind of the workflow. I'm not going to go through it now because it does take a lot longer to do that. So again, this is more of a shallow dive. Inventory. So if I go to Inventory FBA, this shows you all my items in my inventory. So I have about 1,900 items, mostly books. They're not all active, so let me change the status to active. So I have about a little under 15 items that are active on Amazon right now. Shows you the title, the MSQ, which is my SKU that the customers don't see, the status, the quantity, list price, cost, cost per buy cost, supplier, date purchased, and that's about it. Merchant, so if I was selling merchant, I can also look the same information up as merchant. So yeah, Inventory Lab shows both FBA and merchant information if you're doing both or one or the other. Accounting. So FBA sales. So I'll show you guys some of my sales that I've done. What's cool about this is it shows you the date, the profit status. You'll see estimated, because until it becomes the reconciled, it kind of does an estimated price as far as the cost at the FBA fees, and you'll see that in a second. So order details, you get the order number straight from Amazon, the quantity, the sales price, the buy cost, the profit, and blah, blah, blah. So when I list my items, I always put a buy cost. If they don't have a buy cost, that means it was probably from my personal collection of books, and I don't remember how much I paid for it, so I just put 0 for now. But most of my items, as you can see, some of my personal ones just recently sold, which was interesting. But as I scroll down, you can see the buy cost. But in the green here, this is the profit after all the fees are taken out. So a couple dollars, $6, $3, $3, $3, $5, $14, $8, $9, $3, $5. You kind of get the point. So this obviously all adds up, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Is I'm not really one to go out and look for those textbooks that have a $50 profit. I'm okay getting the books that give me, a few dollars at least profit or more. So that's kind of what my business model is right now. Maybe that'll change, I don't know. But this kind of gives you a really good breakdown of how things are kind of laid out. So I clicked on one of the orders. Here's, you can see on the right, fees, the commission, closing fee, and fulfillment fee. It gives you a breakdown. Yeah, this is from my personal collection, because I always label my MSQs kind of my supplier underscore, and then it automatically generates a number when I add it. So per means personal. So this book sold for $33.38. These are all the costs. This is the profit. So I made $22 or so on this book. So that's not too bad. I'll take that. Let's see. Merchant sales, if I had sales. Refunds. So any refunds that happen throughout my Amazon experience will also get kind of populated here, as you can see. Reimbursements. Any reimbursements that happen. So basically, so far what I've showed you, this can all be seen in Seller Central. There really isn't anything here. Obviously, the listing is unique to this app, but you can see all this stuff in Amazon Central. It just kind of gives it to you in one place, which is nice. Reimbursements, if I have any, which obviously I do, you can see. Other income. So this is income that you can add in that isn't automatically taken out from a sale or an order. This is income. So this is income that's coming in that isn't part of a sale or whatever. So what I did back in the day, as you can see, my dates are December. I was so new to this. What I did, and you guys have probably done it before, is I jumped on eBay and I looked for books that I can buy on eBay through auction. So I get them really cheap, and then I resell them on Amazon based on how popular they are, sales rank and all that. And I did pretty well. These were all my commissions coming in for those books. Now, the one thing that I didn't like about this is why I stopped, is a lot of the books I was getting were good, but there were a few that weren't legit. They were copyrighted. They weren't originals, and that's when you start getting in trouble with the publisher, and it's just a mess. So I stopped that immediately. So all my books, the almost 1,500 books you see in my store now, those are all legit non-eBay bought books. They're all from Goodwill and garage sales and stuff like that. So again, I started doing that in the beginning, but as you can see, if you have any extra income, you can add it here, and it adds it to your overall income and your balance sheet. Inbound shipping, that gets taken from your seller account as well. You'll see my inbound shipping cost in a second. Here you go, $13, $23.50, mileage, you can do mileage if you have that type of thing. I don't, because it's just me. I don't really keep track of mileage. I don't care. Other expenses, so this is what I was trying to get at before. If there's any other expenses like shipping supplies or app recurring fees or Feedback 5, I did a video on Feedback 5 recently. I'm putting that in as my expense. Social media, I did some social media stuff with YouTube. Inventory Labs, $50 right there. FBA Seller App, $9.95 for some of my people here. Storage fees, automatically taken out, $36.20. So some of this stuff is automated, some of it isn't. So anything with this app, that's what I added. You can set up as a recurring fee, or a one-time fee. Are my supplies here? Maybe not. I thought I had supplies. Oh well. Anyway, this is a great way to kind of add more expenses if you have them. On the left here, there are some additional buttons which are similar to these, so it's the same thing. Reports. So these are very powerful. I like these very much. So supplier profitability. So you obviously get your books somewhere. Where's the source of your books? I'm going to change this to last 6 months because it just looks better. These are the sources. These you can create yourself. These are all customized sources. These are neighbors. These are Goodwill, as you can see. Other people that I've bought books from. Tells you how many books have sold from that supplier. So it kind of gives you the supplier profitability, the revenue, profit, so on and so forth. So this is a great way to determine kind of, maybe you're paying someone commission at the end of the month or some bookkeeping stuff. This is a great thing to kind of have at your fingertips to export and kind of do some booking if you need to. And then it goes into supplier, category, SKU, ASIN profitability. You kind of get the idea. Sales tax report, profit loss, kind of balance sheet. That's a great thing to see as well. And that's pretty much it. I haven't walked you through the listing of books yet. It has an amazing workflow, which I will try to do a video on later on. It's just a longer video. And that's kind of it. The one thing I do have to say about Inventory Lab is the support. The support is phenomenal with them. They're open on the weekends. They answer you back extremely fast. And this is just email support. I'm not even talking about phone support. I don't even know if they even have phone support. I've been so happy with email support. I just do that because it's so much easier to kind of send a message to them and get all the information correct instead of trying to explain to it over and over again. Support is phenomenal. So the product is great. Support is great. The price is kind of high, but you get what you pay for. You pay $50 a month for something like this. It's kind of expected. I think maybe the price could be a little cheaper, but you're getting so much here. So maybe it is kind of fair and competitive. But that's really it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Inventory Lab. Again, if you want to go ahead and check it out, give a trial of it, definitely look for the link in my description, and have an awesome day. Bye. Well, all right, there you go. That's Inventory Labs. I hope it really helps you guys out to kind of get a better idea of what to expect. Again, it's a great program, has a lot of features, has a lot of bells and whistles. It may not be for everyone. Some of you may like the simple form like ScanLister has, where it's just listing software. And then you can use QuickBooks or some other software as well. There are other applications and some other tools out there too that I'll probably do reviews on later on, which I'm starting to explore right now. But right now, if you've heard about Inventory Labs or you haven't heard of Inventory Labs and you're wondering how to keep track of your items as far as accounting purposes and a pretty easy way to list things, this is a great product as well. So again, if you like the video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, go ahead and pop them in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because you'll get notified when I come out with new videos. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you guys have an awesome day. Bye.